Welcome to the Hashimoto's Doctor Podcast. You're now part of a growing community of people determined to take their health back through education and self-empowerment. But because of the healthcare system today, we don't have access to the types of healthcare that we want. So we have to do things differently. We've got to do things smarter, and we do that by becoming our own advocates. This podcast will give you the perspective and thoughts of one of the world's leading Hashimoto's doctors. So let's get started. Hey guys, Dr. Shook here again. I hope you're doing well today. In today's podcast, I want to talk to you about something that's really important. On the last podcast, I believe we talked about chronic fatigue. Okay, chronic fatigue in general is something I see a lot in the people that I work with that have Hashimoto's and thyroid dysfunction. And one of the therapies that I've seen used is administering glucocorticoid therapy. So glucocorticoid therapy would be, for example, an example would be like either a prescription or a natural cortisone. Okay, so sometimes people will prescribe a cortisone cream, and the people that have fatigue, when they use it, most of the time they're like, "This is the most amazing thing I've ever had. I can't believe how it makes me feel. I have all this energy. I finally got my life back. This is it. You figured it out." But guys, that's not. You're forcing physiology on your body, and those glucocorticoids are dangerous. Dangerous. So let me tell you, there's research that shows that glucocorticoid therapy. So let's say it was like a cortisone cream, right? Cortisone cream. Did I say cortisone cream? That this cream that you put on, let's say your doctor's got you doing it for fatigue, for example. There's research that came out that said there's no safe limit for this stuff. Why? Because the research showed that it did a few things. It inhibited or decreased the absorption of calcium in the intestines. Do you think that inhibited or decreased calcium absorption would be a problem? I hope you're shaking your head up and down like yes, because it is. Because absolutely, calcium absorption would be a major issue if bone health is any concern of it at all to you. Okay, any concern. So bone health is absolutely critical. Number two, it showed that these glucocorticoids inhibited osteoblast formation. Now, what is that? What is an osteoblast? Osteoblasts are the cells that produce your bone. And if it inhibited their formation or decreased their formation, do you think that's a problem? It's a problem. It's a problem, because then what, you cannot develop bone. It also, let's see, one of the other things, hold on 1 second. And it also, what it will do is it stimulates osteocyte cell death. So an osteocyte is a bone cell. So these increased glucocorticoids would also encourage death of the bone cells, impair the osteoblasts, which are the cells that create bone, and impair intestinal calcium absorption, decreasing the calcium. Guys, this is a huge problem. And it does not address the underlying cause of the fatigue. Not only to mention that, it can impair and inhibit the feedback loop to the brain. Every hormone that's made in the body, guys, really important point. Every hormone that's made in the body will, when it goes up in level, when it goes up in quantity, the brain senses that and decreases the output of its hormones. Like the hypothalamus, a central structure in your brain, and your pituitary gland work together, and then they both produce hormones that signal your glands, your adrenals, thyroid, testes, your ovaries to produce their hormones, okay, their primary hormones. So it's really important to know that you could suppress these feedback loops and you can create a lot of issues. The bottom line here is that that's not a safe therapy. I don't care how it makes you feel. There are risks associated with it. Get to the root cause of the problem, and that's where you're going to get your health back. Okay, I know that it can be frustrating, but guys, you've got to make sure that what you're doing is not just, you're not just using something to cover up your symptoms. Do you want to be healthy, or do you just want to feel better short term and then actually have the likelihood of creating more problems that cause your future quality of life to even be worse? We've got to think about what we do. Okay, so guys, I hope this helps you out. This is something I want to talk about. I didn't want to take a lot of time to discuss it because I think we can cover it pretty easily, but I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. I hope this has helped you. I hope this adds quality of life and improves your life. And I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next podcast. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed hanging out behind the scenes with Dr. Shook. You can also talk with and learn from Dr. Shook through Facebook Live on our Facebook page at the Office of Dr. Brad Shook. Don't forget, you can also get access to our videos, guidebooks, and thyroid programs at www.drbradshook.com. Oh yeah, and don't forget one more thing. We can change the world one person, one family, and one community at a time. Until next time, remember, today is your day, and no one will tell you who you are and what you can be.